Welcome back to We Talk Boxing, and today I'm going to be giving you guys my pre-fight breakdown, analysis and thoughts, and a slight prediction for the up-and-coming fight this weekend between Leah Wood versus Mauricio Lara. Now this fight will be live on the Zone, and it's going to be taking place in Nottingham. Now before I continue, as always, please like, subscribe and comment for more boxing related content and help us grow this channel even further. So this fight will see both guys go into the fight with good boxing records. Mauricio Lara is currently 25 wins in 28 bouts with 18 KOs to his name. He's suffered 2 losses along the way. One of them came back to Julio Cabina in 2015, was a split decision loss, and that was his first pro fight. And then his second loss came to Elliot Chavez in 2018, which was a first round KO loss as well. He's also got one draw to his name as well, which was in 2021 against Josh Warrington, which most people obviously know who he is. Whilst Leah Wood, on the other hand, he's currently got 26 wins in 28 bouts with 16 KOs to his name and 2 losses as well. Now his losses, they came to the hands of Gavin McDonald in 2014, which was a 6-round TKO loss, and James Dickens back in 2020, again, which was a majority decision loss as well. Now, according to BoxRec, Mauricio Lara is currently ranked the #1 best Mexican featherweight boxer, and he's currently ranked #2 in the world rankings. However, Boxing Live, they've got the rankings for Lara as he's currently ranked #4 in the Ring magazine, #4 in the WBO and WBC, and #10 in the WBA. He's also been dropped, from the rankings, from the IBF rankings for February as well. Now, Leah Wood, on the other hand, he's the current WBA champion, therefore cannot be ranked in any of the other governing bodies. However, he is ranked #6 in the Ring magazine ratings as well as the best, obviously featherweight boxer as well, so #6 in that ranking. So when looking at obviously the physical stats between both guys, Leah Wood is 10 years his senior compared to Lara, who Leah Wood is 34 and obviously Lara is 24. Now both guys are 5'7" in height, so they share a similar reach as well. Lara has probably the better KO rate, 72%, whilst obviously Wood has got a 62% KO rate as well. Lara, obviously being the older man, he made his debut in 2011, whilst obviously Lara made his pro debut in 2015. Therefore, obviously Leah Wood has shared slightly more boxing rounds, in the ring as well. Most of his fights going slightly longer than obviously Lara's. Leah Wood's had 144 pro rounds, whilst obviously Lara's had 118 pro rounds as well. Now, again, when looking at both of these guys, where they fought most of their fights, obviously Leah Wood, he hasn't really left the UK. All these fights have been in the UK. Whereas Lara, majority of his fights have been in Mexico, but he has fought outside his country as well, in other countries such as Argentina, the USA, and the UK. I think this is his 3rd time now in the UK. Now, when looking at, the opposition that both guys have faced, Lara, looking at his, his opponents, most of them, to me anyway, are unknowns. I haven't really heard of any of them, to be fair. But some of you guys, obviously, in the comments may know some of his opponents. Now, the one name that does stand out, on Lara's resume is Josh Warrington. Obviously, Josh Warrington was pretty much considered the man in that division until Lara stepped up and faced him and beat him, really. He obviously fought Josh Warrington twice in 2021. The first time, Josh Warrington suffered a KO loss in the 9th round to Lara. Then in the second fight, the fight was stopped, on a technical decision due to a cut in the second round. So obviously that fight was given a draw. Now, Leah Wood, on the other hand, he shared the ring with a few names which are kind of recognised, But I think the biggest name that Leah Wood has been in there with to date You know what I mean? There's two actually. Is a Michael Conlan and a James Dickens. Do you know what I mean? James Dickens back in the days was a good fighter. But obviously Michael Conlan at the minute is still active. So is Dickens. But Conlan is probably, you know what I mean, the biggest name that is Leigh Wood has fought so far. Up and coming prospect. He was a big prospect when Leigh Wood fought him, and obviously he caused a big upset at the time. But Conlan, you know what I mean, is considered by most to be, you know what I mean, a very, very, very good top fighter. And at some point, I can see these guys, obviously, depending on where they are, will have some sort of rematch as well. But anyway, Leigh Wood has been in there with other people that I know, such as Gavin McDonough, who were mentioned earlier, Josh Whale, and Akanzu as well. I think I said that right. So both guys have been very active in recent years. Do you know what I mean? So they seem fairly fit as well. From you know what I mean, seem motivated, to seem confident against each other, having victory in trying to get the victory against one another as well. Now, you know what I mean, when looking closely, do you know what I mean, at their styles, do you know what I mean? Leigh Wood is more of a boxing type of fighter, really. You know what I mean? He likes to box his opponents, but he has got a little bit of power, you know what I mean? Because we've seen that in the Conlan fight as well, where he clipped Conlan and obviously hurt Conlan on a few occasions, do you know what I mean? So he can punch, but he's probably no more of, you know what I mean, his all round game is probably more of a boxer. You know what I mean? He tries to stay out of range, and then, you know what I mean, every now and again he works that jab really well. Then he closes the distance gradually, and then obviously tries to land the right hand and the uppercuts as well. But he's got good speed as well. You know what I mean? Leigh Wood, his speed is quite good. Whereas Lara, on the other hand, again, he presents with that classic Mexican type of style, which is a come forward fighter. But I think the one thing that I can remember from the two Josh Warrington fights is that this guy is very, very heavy handed. Do you know what I mean? And I think that's the thing that caught Josh Warrington off guard, really, because it was very apparent from round one, soon as Lara, you know what I mean, like hit Josh Warrington, that every time he landed, he was hurting Warrington. Do you know what I mean? And Warrington did very, very well, you know what I mean, to last up, and, you know, in my eyes anyway, he done very well to last until the ninth round before he got stopped in the first fight. But, you know what I mean, I honestly feel that this is going to be a very, very tough fight for Leigh Wood, because, um, again, if he tries to mix it with Lara, you know what I mean, I think he's going to get hurt on many occasions. I feel that his best, you know what I mean, attribute and ammunition realistically against Lara is going to be to stay on the outside, you know what I mean, use the jab, you know what I mean, try and, you know what I mean, keep everything behind the jab, land with the right hand every now and again, and obviously once Lara does break that barrier, do you know what I mean, just try and tie him up, allow the referee to, if possible, you know what I mean, allow, like, to cause a stoppage and to break these guys up, and then just keep trying to box him. And you never know, you might have some sort of success, you know what I mean, that you'd be able to catch Lara off guard with some sort of frustration, because um, I just feel as if Lara's not probably the best of boxers, but he's just so durable, like going forward, and you know what I mean, he can take punches, but his for me, his main attribute in this division is his power. You know what I mean? He hits hard. It reminds me of when Amir Khan obviously fought Prescott back in the days. At the time, it was a fairly unknown, you know what I mean, coming over to the UK shores, and you know what I mean. Again, it was apparent from the earlier rounds when he hit Khan, he hurt Khan, and you know what I mean. Eventually, he ended up causing a stoppage as well, and then both guys didn't have a rematch at the time, which was a shame, because if it's me, I want to avenge my loss. But obviously, I think Khan's team knew that obviously that was the wrong man, wrong style, etc. So them guys made a fuck up there. But this is going to be a good fight in my eyes. I could see this fight, you know what I mean, potentially, if there's going to be a stoppage, I think it would be a late stoppage, maybe 8 or 9. But if not, I feel as if this will go the distance. And I think if it does go the distance, then I'm going to predict that Leigh Wood wins on points. But if there's going to be a stoppage, a late round stoppage, I feel as if it's going to come from Lara. Do you know what I mean? But I think, you know what I mean, from my point of view, obviously I want Leigh Wood to win. He's a UK British fighter. And you know what I mean, from the Michael Conlan fight, I've got a bit more respect for Wood now. You know what I mean? He's a very good fighter, and I hope he goes on to do some good things in that division. But you know what I mean, first of all, he's got to come. He's got to get past this tough test in Lara. And I feel as if he does do that, then obviously down the road there's the potential to have the Josh Warrington fight really, and obviously if depending on what Michael Conlan does, I think he's fighting on this bill as well. I think, but depending on what he does in the near future, them guys could potentially have a rematch as well. Maybe for you know what I mean some sort of unification if both guys still have titles at that point. But anyway, yeah, that's my thoughts. That's my analysis. Yeah, let me know yours. So as always, guys, how do you feel that this fight's gonna go? Do you know what I mean? Do you feel as if it's gonna be won by stoppage, a KO, or points victory? And who do you consider the favourite in this fight, Lara or Wood? As always, guys, please leave your thoughts in the comments below, and please subscribe, like, and comment for more boxing related content. Bless.